Good evening. Here is the news at 6. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu inaugurates housing projects in Agboyi, Ketu. Northern Governors Forum moves to address banditry, communal clashes, and terrorism. On the foreign scene, Hungary blocks 50 billion euros of European Union funding for Ukraine. In sport, Nigeria's Victor Boniface, Igor Ogbu make Europa League group stage best 11. Now, the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has officially inaugurated the Greenwich Garden, a 101-unit housing project delivered by the Dele Oshinowo-led administration in Agboyi, Ketu in conjunction with the private sector. Speaking at the event, Governor Sanwo-Olu commended the council leadership for providing the housing units for residents. The governor, who urged other council chairmen to emulate Agboyi, Ketu through peer review to ensure more development at the grassroots, pledged his administration's commitment to create an enabling environment for private sector as well as partnering developers to provide more decent and affordable houses for Lagosians.
It's an opportunity for us to encourage others to take this as a worthwhile effort at bringing and bridging the housing deficit that we have in our community. On our part as a government, we're determined to ensure that we create that ambience, that enabling environment to ensure that developers like Belfort come forward. We also raise required allocation and build all of the houses that are required to meet the yearnings of our citizens.
Earlier, the chairman of Agboyi Ketu, Dele Oshinowo, expressed optimism that the housing unit would beautify the landscape and increase economic activities in the council area.
Our objective is in tandem with Mr. Governor's main goal under the Teams Plus agenda. Through the fourth pillar M, making Lagos a 21st century economy by substantially reducing the housing deficit through different strategies. This includes partnering with the private sector to deliver a significant number of housing units that are affordable, safe and decent people residing in Lagos State.
The inauguration of the housing scheme coincides with the 20th anniversary of the creation of the 37 local council development areas in Lagos by President Bola Tinubu. The Lagos State government has urged members of the public to be vigilant of fake traffic enforcement personnel who pretend to be government officers taking advantage of unsuspecting motorists. Commissioner for Transportation Oluwaseun Oshiemi issued the warning, highlighting the presence of imposters falsely claiming affiliation with various local government areas and government agencies. Oshiemi emphasized that stringent actions will be taken against anyone caught engaging in such activities, aligning with the provisions of the Lagos State Transport Reform Law 2018. He assured the public that concerted efforts are underway to rid the roads of these imposters, urging everyone to be cautious, avoid falling victim of these deceitful individuals, and promptly report any suspicious encounters to the Ministry of Transportation. In recent events, the Lagos State Task Force and the Transport Operations Compliance Unit of the Ministry of Transportation successfully apprehended and exposed fraudulent enforcement personnel who were then prosecuted for their actions. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, has taken its one-day intergenerational conversation on triggers of violence in homes with the themed "Because You Have Experienced It, Don't Become It" to the Lagos Island. Executive Secretary of DSVA, Titilola Vaivo Adeniyi, said this intensifies effort to curb the menace of sexual and domestic violence in homes in the state and the agency's relentless commitment to raising awareness against violence towards women and girls. Vibadini emphasized the unique importance of the discussion aiming to bridge the generational gap in understanding the triggers of violence within homes. As part of efforts to further cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal on the citizenry, the Lagos State government has set aside the sum of 50 billion naira for social protection. Commissioner for Economy, Budget and Planning, Okwe George, stated this while speaking on the state's 2024 budget proposal, christened Budget of Renewal. George said the sum of 50 billion naira was proposed for social protection to ensure that the citizens are protected from surging inflationary trends. According to him, the budget also has provisions for human capital development and infrastructure renewal, which he noted is vital for an all-round prosperity. George, on urging the citizens to hold the government accountable, advised them to give Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration more time to actualize its plan for the state. Now to the rest of the stories. The Northern Governors Forum (NGF) has stressed the need to address challenges like banditry, communal clashes, and terrorism for the well-being of the people and economic growth. Chairman of the forum and Gombe State Governor Inowa Yahaya underscored the interconnectivity of security and development, asserting that without security, there can be no sustainable development. Yahaya outlined the commitment of the 19 Northern Governors to collaborate with security agencies to enhance local law enforcement, engage communities, and leverage modern technology for addressing insecurity. He also emphasized the importance of addressing the root causes, such as unemployment and social inequality. Chairman, Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Ladoke Akintola, University of Technology, Lautech Ogbomoso, Biodun Olaniro, has commended the federal government for removing federal tertiary institution workers from IPPIS. According to the ASU chairman, President Bola Tinubu should be commended for hearkening to ASU's request on the need to leave university workers out of the salary payment platform. He urged the government to equally attend to other issues bedfelling the nation's universities. Also, the Secretary, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, University of Ibadan branch, Charles Adebimpe, said the union had sought for more clarifications from the government on the development. It will be recalled that the federal government had approved the exemption of federal universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, and other tertiary institutions from the integrated payroll and personnel information system. The National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, has alerted Nigerians on increasing sophistication of phishing attacks on the internet. Head Corporate Affairs and External Relations Hadiza Umar said that phishing attacks involved manipulation of individuals into opening infected email attachment. According to her, email-based phishing attacks have become the most common way for attackers to obtain user credentials. She added that the bad actors had advanced by leveraging artificial intelligence to improve the sophistication of their attack approaches. In foreign news, Hungary has blocked 50 billion euros in European Union aid for Ukraine just hours after an agreement was reached on starting membership talks. The aid blocking was announced by Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban shortly after the EU leaders decided to open membership talks with Ukraine and Moldova and to grant candidate status to Georgia. Urban left the negotiating room momentarily in what officials described as pre-agreed and constructive manner, while the other 26 leaders went ahead with the vote. EU leaders said Ukraine would not be left without support. Ukraine is critically dependent on European Union and United States funding as it continues to fight occupying Russian forces. In sport now, Victor Boniface and Igor Ogbu have been named in the UEFA Europa League Group Stage Best 11. The team of the group stage is compiled by authoritative statistics website. Boniface and Ogbu played pivotal roles in their club's progress into knockout round. Forward Boniface netted 4 times and 5 outings for Bayer Leverkusen, who are still unbeaten in the competition this season. The 22-year-old was joint top scorer in Europe's second-tier club competition last season with 6 goals. Also, former Flying Eagles defender Igor Ogbu has shone in the competition for Czech side Slavia Prague this season. The tall centre-back has registered 2 goals and 6 appearances. And that's it on the news at 6, but just before we go. Speed thrills but kills. Please do not drive beyond specified speed limits. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed watch towers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has officially inaugurated the Greenwich Garden, a 101-unit housing project delivered by the Dele Oshinawa-led administration in Agboiketu in conjunction with the private sector. The Northern Governors Forum, NGF, has stressed the need to address challenges like banditry, communal clashes, and terrorism for the well-being of the people and economic growth. We also told you that Hungary has blocked 50 billion euros in European Union aid for Ukraine just hours after an agreement was reached at starting membership talks. And finally, in sport, Victor Boniface and Igor Ogbu have been named in the UEFA Europa League Group Stage Best 11. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to newsroom@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
One dial gets you locked down all day, all time with that traffic report.